Your friends tell me you're from Hungary.
Yeah.
Were you born there?
Yeah.
Yeah? What part?
Near the Romanian border.
And when did you leave?
In the revolution, because the fascists took the family and the communists wanted to take my father's inheritance and money. So he came from fascism through communism to Melbourne, where the Australian democracy took his wealth, because he didn't have any money. And they took his bottle of gold, which the fascists didn't get, the communists didn't get, but the democracy got. I was 10 years old. I remember him sending me to the toilet with about 5 watches and saying, "Son, don't come back until I call you." And he wasn't a criminal.
And you waited in the toilet?
Yeah, until my father fetched me. They gave him back the coins because that was legal tender, but everything else that they took. The customs, they said, "Well, you got to pay duty on that." So they gave him a piece of paper and they took his gold. And that's called democracy. The old family is now all gone. I had 3 brothers who died in the Holocaust. So my duty, I felt, was that we have to keep this family name going. So we have a beautiful family now.
And it's an Australian family?
Yep.
Yes.
Where are you from?
Here, I'm an Aussie.
Yes?
My mother was born in Ballarat. How much more Aussie can I get?
Absolutely.
Just don't look it, that's all. Very ethnic-looking family, you know?
What do you think are Gaby's strong points? Why did you like him?
He was kind, sharing, caring. He's been a wonderful father. Actually, he was much better when the kids were smaller, but just kind, you know? And he was very good to his father.
How did you meet?
At a dance up here at the Maccabean Hall. Eh? But I was with someone
Actually,
else.
outside the dance, because I didn't go to the dance, I just met her in the
You know
street.
what? And he was
I rang her up
very,
the next
very
day.
confident. I've never met anybody. I was with another guy, and he just came up and asked my name and where I lived and everything, you know? Didn't worry about the other guy. Forget about him, you know? Well, we did, didn't we?
Looks like it.
And we went out 3 times and we got married. That was it. I was still in socks when I met him, you know? Wasn't I?
You
Well,
baby snatcher.
She was
I
even in
was.
socks after I met her. I insisted
socks.
she leaves the socks on for the honeymoon. At the wedding, my feet were like
Monthful.
freezing, man.
Narrow it down to
There
a
I
month.
was with a rabbi, and he was telling me all about how wonderful I should be, and my toes were freezing, man. All I wanted to do is get on with the honeymoon.
What date, Gaby?
It was around...
The only
You
date...
obviously celebrate it pretty heavily every
Must
year.
I
have- no, it
remind
was about
you.
July, wasn't it?
Yeah, getting close.
July.
Good.
It was July.
Okay, what date?
July. 31st.
Oh, God, help me.
That's close.
Yeah,
Set him right.
No,
Set him-
ask him when my birthday is.
That was my next question.
Right.
18th of May.
There you are. Who cares when
remember
we
that,
got married?
because she won't let me forget it.
What do you do?
I have a nursing home.
And is that what you've always done?
No, I used to be in the clothing business, but now I've got a nursing home.
Why did you get out of the clothing business?
Because retail has been shot to pieces by the recession.
Yes.
This is my office.
This is your office. And you run it from here?
Actually, this is one of my offices. I've got 3 offices. One's at
Are they all
Rushcutters
coffee
Bay,
shops?
one's in the nursing home, and one is here. And these are my friends. And we discuss the balance of life.
Yeah.
We have friends from all sections of the community, from the Aboriginal community, from the Israeli community, from the Arab community. I mean, everybody comes here, and that's why I love this place. It gives you an insight into a country which is kind of faltering. We have a huge recession, which shouldn't have been, and we knocked out the next generation out of the.
We sold him.
And now I've got 4 children, and I care about not me. Nobody wants to go and work because there is no future for them. There's no inspiration. There's no say 20 years ago, we went out there to make our money, and I did.
And you worked hard?
Very hard.
Very hard.
And now I don't work hard at all. I just
No,
administer.
I
You work hard.
We have 50 people working for us.
Yeah.
They hardly see me. All we do is administer. And they do a beautiful job, so I don't have to go and work hard. I bought a house in Woollahra once, where Mr. Keating just bought one. It was the finest street. It was a great house. I couldn't afford furniture for 20 years. She didn't sit on a lounge room, but I had the house. She said, "Well, where's the lounge room suite?" I said, "That's the lounge room suite that you don't see. It's something that I didn't pay for. But you see that brick in the wall there? That's tripled in value since I bought the house. I did it because I wanted security for my children for the future. I wanted security for my wife. And I remember that in the old days, my father did the same thing. But the regime of the day took his 3 children and gassed them to death. So the walls aren't really that important to me. I mean, I don't care if I live in Redfern or Rockdale or Sutherland. I don't care. Now that to me is security in democracy. Maybe not fascism or communism or a dictatorship. In Australia, that's the way to go, if you're a family man.
But Gaby, what do you work for? What is the reward that you want for all your hard work?
Life itself.
Security, of course, as you just
Life
said.
itself.
You enjoy it?
I enjoy every moment of it.
You must live around here.
I live very close to here, yes.
And you're having a day off, or you just don't work?
I work shift work.
What do you do?
I work for State Rail. And
Doing what?
I work on St James Railway Station. So I do shift work. I finished 6 o'clock this morning. I've just woken up, and what I like to do is to come and have a few coffees. I've been doing it a long time, 20 years.
Why?
My wife keeps asking me this almost every night. I put it down to laziness. She puts it down to this fear I have of extending myself.
The obvious question, I suppose, is that you enjoy it.
No. That's one of the great debates I have with all my friends. Who actually enjoys their work? I'm sure at a certain level, I can justify what I do. I say to myself, well, I don't have any pressures as such, none whatsoever. I go there, I sign on, I sign off, I come home, that's it. My wife does work of which there are certain pressures involved. She anxious about it all the time. If not all the time, at a certain level, there's certain pressures on her. I get paid, not particularly well, but enough to go down and buy a book at Glee Books every now and then, to drink 2 or 3 coffees a day. I live in a nice house. I don't really need to be anything more. I was one of the first of the Whitlam children. I mean, we got to 5th and 6th form. We were told by Gough Whitlam that they would give us money to go to university, which was wonderful. I mean, I came from a very poor family. Gough said he was going to give us $32 a week to go to university. I'd never seen $32 in my life. So we were sent to Sydney University with $32, and it was a little bit too much, I think, because the temptations were just remarkable. My first stint at university, I never actually got to university, but I knew how to play 500 at the end of the first year. Unfortunately, that wasn't a subject in which they taught. But I tried again in later time, and I mean, again, that basic laziness which I talked about came back. I got to a certain stage, I got almost to 3rd year, and where you have to start making selections. Did you want to work in the public service? Did you want to be a school teacher? These seemed to be the choices that a degree gave you in arts at that time. And I thought, basically, I like it in my little hole in the ground where I read books and such. My wife and I don't have children. Most of our friends, like a lot of professional people at a late stage of in the 30s and 40s, decided to have that one child. And it's interesting for us watching how their lifestyle has changed and how ours is so different, like getting up at midday on a Saturday, and our friends sort of, their jaws drop and the midday type of thing. They've been up since 5. But I mean, we miss not having a child type of thing, but do we miss it enough to give up these sacrifices?
In the way that you've structured your lives, do you...
An interesting term. I wouldn't have thought I'd structured my life. I would have thought I'd meandered through life, yes.
Well, it seemed as though you structured...
Certainly my wife has structured her life,
yeah.
Yes.
And yours is structured not to be structured.
That's a very good way of putting it. I'll remember that next time I'm told that I'm meandering through life.
Hello, we're from SBS. We're doing a series of interviews with people.
You want to know about my life?
Yeah, just very briefly, of course. We'll keep walking so it doesn't...
Oh, okay. You can ask me questions and I'll answer this. What do you want to know?
Do you live around here and
Yes,
are you
I live
local?
here.
Were you brought up here?
Yes, I was brought up here.
And from what's your ethnic background?
Greek.
Right. So were you brought up in traditional Greek family
A
manner?
traditional Australian Greek manner.
Yeah? What's the difference?
I'm not quite sure, but every time I go to Greece I feel Australian, so that makes a difference to
All
me.
right. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. And what do you do?
I'm a flight attendant.
Uh-huh. So you travel quite a bit.
Yeah.
And do you ever get to see any place
Oh,
well enough?
not really, because we don't have much time anymore where
Right.
we used to go. We just have 2 days at the most, and usually you just go to sleep.
When are you next flying?
Tomorrow.
Where to?
Rome. Thanks.
Okay. You're from SBS. You did. You did.
Hello.
Hello. This is a lovely little cottage you've got here.
It's the miners' cottage. We just love it so much. And even today, I go around the walls and say, I've never owned a house in my life. I've lived in units and
Yeah.
flats, but
Yeah.
I've never owned a house. And we're so happy with it. We love it so much.
Yeah. What do you do?
I work for a doctor, the local doctor, and my husband's a school principal at Ultimo. I have been working continuously for 40 years, and the longest time I've had off is 2 months. That's the longest. I've had the annual leave,
Yes,
but
yeah.
continually working since the 10th of May 1954. And all that tax I've paid. Doesn't matter.
What did you get for it?
Nothing.
Yeah.
I've still got nothing. A big mortgage. We've got a mortgage.
Have you always worked for doctors?
No, I've mainly with barristers' chambers and judges. I've only been married 12 years.
Have you?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't
It's a
think I'd
novel-
ever get married. My God, me. I think my husband was the same.
Yeah.
And-
How did it happen?
Well, I belonged to a club, and he met one of the fellows from the club the night before and said there was a function on the next day, and we both went. And we just looked at each other. We were married within 3 months.
Good Lord.
I was 42.
And did your family get a bit of a shock when you told
Oh,
them?
yes, because I was the old maid. My God, I'll never marry, no way. And yes, they did.
And how did you tell them? Did you just ring them up? And
Yes, I met this gorgeous man, and I think I love him. Anyway, that's how it started.
What was it about him that attracted you so instantly?
He looked like Robert Vaughan from The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and he still does. He's the spitting image of
And that was all?
at the beginning,
Yeah.
and then when I found out he was a professional person, I thought, oh, that's nice.
And what are the things that you first noticed about him
He was
as a
tall.
person?
He's 6'2",
Yeah.
and I'm 4'11".
Well, that opposites attract. There's
Oh yeah, because we have nothing in common at all. you know.
Really?
Oh no.
We must have something in common.
Well, he's a bookworm and a very much a studious intellect. Oh, knows everything. Drives me nuts. And I'm just an average, everyday basket weaver from Balmain. Glad to get that in.